I've made this link tree so it's easier for you guys to get into contact with me. If you want to find out more about the course, it's over on my Buy Me a Beer. If you want to simply get into contact with me, it's over on my crypto Twitter or my crypto Instagram. How's it going, everyone? It's Louis Crypto here. I'm back with another XRP update. We do this every single weekday, and luckily enough, I'm here with a weekend update for you guys. In the last update for XRP, we were calling for this dump back down to this previous swing high, and we were looking at the Fibonacci's tying up in this area, acting as confluence. So will XRP continue to drop? This is what we're talking about today. This is what we drew in the last video. Go check it out if you haven't already. I'll link in the top right corner. From this low to this high over here, we can see the golden pocket. This is where we're coming back down towards. It's tying up with this previous swing high. So all that is happening is we've set a new high and we're coming back to the old one to test it as support. And so if that holds, then we're looking for continuation. It would suggest that this is the move down. Okay, and what I'm going to do now with the fibs is just guesswork, because we don't actually have a low. But let's say that the move continued down to here to the 618. I've placed the fibs on the 618. We would then look for a break of the high over here and then look for continuation to our higher price targets, which was 60 to 90 cent. But will this dump stop that from happening? Could we actually now create the reverse wave, lose this, then flip it into resistance over here like this, and then look for another dump? If I copy and paste that, and then a dump back down to here. This is what we also said in yesterday's update, how although this head and shoulders pattern did not validate itself over here, we had broken down, and I told you this is why we want to use horizontal supports rather than just uptrending ones. This was another factor. If you've been following along with my quant updates, that's something I said back in 2021 with this upward sloping head and shoulders pattern. I'll show you very briefly, just so you know what I'm talking about. This head and shoulders over here, shoulder, head and shoulder. We had this uptrending line that was retested over here. This is where I told everyone to sell. And then this horizontal one at a $150 psychological level. So we're seeing the same thing pretty much on XRP over here, and we did not validate it. Okay, so we did break out validating it, but within that same day we invalidated it after coming back down to the horizontal support and bouncing off of that right there. And then we've essentially formed an inverse head and shoulders here, shoulder, head, shoulder. I can get you the target. I'll give you 2 targets for this. It's, yeah, most likely have met it. So that's the first target, but a more aggressive one would be down to this wick. Let's see if we've met that as well. Yes, so that's exactly why we're coming into this dump right now, because we've met the technical target out of that inverse head and shoulders. And then on the weekly time frame, if I get rid of the drawings, it makes it look like a double bottom on the weekly time frame. What we now need to see at the end of this week is a close above this, but I wouldn't be too worried. I know it's a very harsh wick rejection. Usually this would signal for downtrend continuation, to be honest, guys, because this is the 200 weekly EMA. So as long as you're below it in a bear market, we can see that was the case over here in the past. We had an inverse head and shoulders over here. So look, we used it as resistance, big harsh wick rejection. We came back down, and this is where I actually initially got into XRP. The first time I got into XRP was down here, and the rest of my accumulation was in this area as well, November to December. But unfortunately I had to get out over here because of the court case. I think it was on this green lower high, and I actually unfortunately did not get the re-entry all the way down here because I wasn't too keen. And then I think I carried on buying at about 30 to 40, yeah, in between there, and in this range as well, and we rode that wave up, of course. So we have this bullish pattern underneath, and you can see after a big harsh wick rejection, we did put a lower low, eventually put in a higher low. Here we've got no lower lows after the wick rejection. Well, just after rejecting the 200. See, we lost it, respect it as resistance. That's signaling for downtrend continuation, and we did not get that. We put in a higher low. So that's what we saw over here, higher low. After a higher low, a bullish factor stopping a downtrend, because again, guys, after a lower low, the next step is a lower high, which we got. And that's meant to be lower than this, which is true. So now after a lower high, you get a lower low. So we should go lower than here. That wasn't the case. So we retested the 200. Look, we even had a fake out there. So imagine what the bears would be saying back then for XRP. Haha, that's a fake out. We're going to be dumping. Now we are actually going to be putting in lower lows. This is one top. This is a second top. We're going lower. And then we can see all we did was actually come back down to test these EMAs. So that's why I'm saying over here, I'm not too stressed out at the moment. Of course, if I'm seeing the 20 EMA lost, as well as the revalidation of this head and shoulders, again, that's that trend line. I know I said at the beginning, well, I'm not too keen on upward trending lines, But if we do lose it, that's another layer of defense. That's why. So you could even come down to here and still bounce and reclaim this trend line. So let me just take that off. So yeah, essentially I wouldn't be surprised if we now get rejected. Everyone's saying this is lower than that. We've put in a high with the wicks, but not the bodies, and we still got a day and a half left. But yeah, we want to essentially come back to this key area over here. Let me see if that's tying up with our fibs. Yeah, pretty much with this green one, because in that update yesterday and the day before, although I placed the fibs here initially, I also left you with this green one, and that would have been the other fibs if I'm measuring from this bottom over here, because I was telling everyone yesterday we don't want to lose this pivot point. This is where everything switched around again. We found the support on this low over here, even though we broke out and validated the head and shoulders. We should have gone much lower. Let me even show you the target before I carry on. So that target over here, that's the breakout. Target would have been, look at this confluence. Target would have been about 20 cent, 19.6, 20 cent. But we stopped continuing there because we felt this as support and we reclaimed it. And it was the 30 cent psychological level. And so after that, we put in another higher low to have this massive pump that almost broke the range high. We did with the wicks. Did we have the close? Yeah, body candle closes higher, but yeah, it's not a clear break of this wick. I would love candle closes above that wick, and we did not get that. So for me, it's still resistance, and that's why I was calling in the last few updates for XRP to come down, looking for key levels of support to then actually continue higher. But again, preparing you for the worst case. If this trend line is lost, we revalidate that head and shoulders. I know it looks different. It's now double bottom, but you're just revalidating an old pattern. It doesn't have to look like it anymore. It's just if you lose this trend line, it's the old pattern's target, which would have been 20 cent. Now we can see the other golden pocket over here, the green one, tying up with this from this low to this high. We got it in between 41.5 and 45 cent. So these are the two key supports that I want to hold. Remember at the beginning of the video, we explained that we didn't even need the fibs. It's just support and resistance. That was broken. You found a new one, so we just returned to this one for support. We got the 20 daily EMA there, so that would make sense. This was the shorter term Fibonacci's from this low as well. And so if we do bounce again, you could just bounce off the 0.5 right now at 49 cent. It's a psychological level as well. But yeah, the 618 is lining up with the 20. Again, if this swing high doesn't hold, you fall back to the swing low. And then look where that swing low is, pretty much this golden pocket over here. So that's why I've just drawn the green box a bit lower to tap these resistances. That's pretty much it today. Take action on my course because it is down to £90 at the moment. So if you want to, head over to my link tree. It's all in the top right corner on the description down below. And this will last until the end of the first week of April. So you can find more information on the course and the mentorship sessions over on my Buy Me a Beer link. You can do that if you want, but yeah, there is just more information there. If you want to talk to me first, message me on my Instagram or Twitter. There's a link tree in the comment section or the description down below, or even in the top right corner. You can just click it over here somewhere, and yeah, it can take you to my crypto Twitter, Instagram, where you can private message me. If you want to actually just take action on the course or the mentorship without talking to me, head over to my Buy Me a Beer. Now, bring up a page looking like this. You can even get one single mentorship session anyway, but all the details that you need here, you get 10 sessions, and here you get 30 plus videos, 6-hour course, and yeah, all the information you need is over here.